So Imam Nawawi is talking about the other side of relation. One is to connect relation, Silatul Rahim, and the second part is what are the ways, for example, a person not maintain the relation, Qat'ur Rahim. So he quoted some ayat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَهَلْ عَصَيْتُمْ إِن تَوَلَّيْتُمْ أَن تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَتُقَطِّعُوا أَرْحَامَكُمْ. Beware that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you a good position in dunya, and then you spread the corruption, spread the fasad, spread all kind of violation in dunya, and you didn't maintain the relation. وَتُقَطِّعُوا أَرْحَامَكُمْ. And also there is another ayah which is maintaining that those who are believers, they maintain the relations. يعني يوصلون ما أمر الله به أن يوصل. They maintain what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked them to maintain it. And opposite to that, those who are not believing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, they يقطعون ما أمر الله به أن يوصل. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked them to connect, they disconnect it. So the Silatul Rahim is actually, has just like under oath. We are under oath with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ahad. So this ahad, we have 3 levels of ahad, every one of us under 3 ahad. First ahad is that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created our soul, so He asked us, whom you will worship. Alastu bi rabbikum qalu bala. Are you not believing me as your Rabb? We said yes. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, listen, don't go in dunya and say I don't know, I don't remember, and I don't know who are you. And you go, قالوا بلا شهدنا أن تقولوا يوم القيامة إنا كنا عن هذا غافلين أو تقولوا إنما أشرك آباؤنا من قبل. Our fathers were doing this thing, so we are following same thing. So it is the first ahad. So it means that any human being who born from the first day up to last day, this person is under oath. So no person can deny it. Maybe we are denying. Those who are not believing deny. We don't believe in God. We don't do everything. But the issue is that they will be in the presence of Allah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala returned to that oath. Ask them, did you oath or not? Second ahad is when we believe in messenger, Nabi. So we confirm this oath, right? When the messenger was sent and people believe in him, so then they confirming it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is called Misaq. Misaq means very, very firm and solid, right? Which is binding. So all those who are believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as messenger, they reviewed or they refreshed their oath. And it means that those who reject Nabi, actually they are rejecting the previous oath, or they are, denying that they were under oath. And this ayah actually explained to us many times. People ask a question. He said, what about those who didn't receive the message, right? Nobody approached to them to inform about Islam. So how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will punish them? No, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will punish or not, that's not the issue. But the issue is that they cannot deny that at the time of creation we confirmed it, right? Suppose if you remember that you have some kind of, you promised someone and you forgot, right? And so I don't remember. It happened many times. So maybe this is the easy issue. But the real thing, you forgot what you confirmed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? And third ahad is what we do with our own desire, with our own will, right? Quran says, those who do some nazar, they do some commitment, they fulfill it. So this kind of ahad, suppose you said, okay, I will help this person, or I will, do this kind of thing or whatever. So it means, for example, we are actually, our previous ahad is actually asking us to do what is mandatory and what is your own will. Both are under. So it means, for example, the Muslim's attitude should be to maintain the ahad with all these 3 categories. So one of the category is also the rahim, the rahim that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He confirmed that if you are connecting with rahim, you are connecting with me. It not means a kafir maintaining good, respectful manner for parents, so he is a good abd of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is not the issue. But the issue is that when I am believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it means that I have to be nice. So now he's talking about the other side of the thing, but those who disconnect. So an Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As, عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال الكبائر والإشراك بالله وعقوق الوالدين وقتل النفس واليمين الغموس. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as Abdullah ibn Amr reported, said the major sins are to do association with Allah and to disobey parents and to kill a nafs, a human being, and a swearing with a very confirmed way and violating it and not maintaining it. So this hadith is actually talking about the major sins. So first thing we must understand that our division, we have two kind of sin, one called major and one called minor, al-kabair wa saghair. So definition of kabira is either there are very huge threat to violate it, right? Big penalty for it, or there is some kind of criminal punishment for it, or this is considered a very, you can say green, or what you say, we have a green, and we have a red, but we have a between them, gray area. So it is closer to kufr, right? It may end with kufr. But the very easy definition which Quran or Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam describe any violation with a huge penalty, with a huge punishment, with a huge criminal thing, it will consider the kabair. And there are many ahadith which is giving different numbers of kabair, right? Just like here are 4. But in one hadith said there is a major sin 7, right? And then other time he also, so Imam Zahabi, one of the very great person of hadith, he collected Kitabul Kabair, he wrote a book. So he compiled all the major sins, right? And it's sometimes they say it is a 72 or maybe more than that, but at least 72. So the qaida or the maxim is, which is, for example, the violation which may, for example, not ignored by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala except by tawbah and maghfirah, right? Or by some compensation, it is kabira. But if I commit a minor sin, so minor sin will be minor, but if I continuously do it, it becomes major sin, right? And something is minor. Suppose I am not doing something which is obligatory for me, or it is good to do it, but if I reject it, or I don't care about it, so then it may be considered the major. And major sin will not be major if I do tawbah. So this is kind of the thing. One of the issue which is happened in our history, early history, maybe you heard about the Khawarij, the group, those who are in a company of Ali radiallahu anhu. And when the differences happened between him and between Muawiyah, and there was a kind of proposal that we will see the Quran as our judge. We will not fight, but we see what Quran is saying about our issue, we will surrender to it. So Ali radiallahu anhu, he opposed this idea. He said they are misusing the Quran. So these people say, no, you have to go with this hakam, tahkim, right, mediation. And when the bad result came, they, instead of accepting that they did wrong, they blamed Ali radiallahu anhu. Said, you actually accept the tahkim and you are kafir. So their point was that the la hukma illa lillah. Hukum belong to only Allah. So in this way they said, when you are accepting mediation from someone, you are doing shirk. So the first division division in this ummah happened from Khawarij. How? They considered that if you are committing major sin, you lose your iman. You are out of iman, right? And Ali radiallahu anhu argued with them. He said, okay, you are saying no hakam except Allah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about the family matter, when the husband and wife, they have a problem, so what they do? The first level of mediation is to bring one person from this family, one from that, and they will do hakam. So he said the hukm of Allah is original one. But under the hukm of Allah, there are some minor things. Yani hukm of Allah to initiate, right? Hukum. And hukum of person to apply, implement the hukum, not to originate new one. So anyhow, they say that the kabira is a kufr. So this was the first division happening in this ummah. And it is very close to Christianity. You know what? Christianity believing in original sin, right? Yani Adam alayhi salam, he violated the hukum of Allah, and then this hukum, even Allah cannot forgive him, right? He cannot. For this reason, he produced his son, and then he hanged him, and then the sin removed, right? So same thing Khawarij accepted in our ummah, that kabira. But our ulama all agreed that no hukum, no kabira without after the tawbah, or after hudud, or after punishment, the hukum will gone. So therefore he counted here the shirk. Of course it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when he said, Inna Allah yaghfiru, yani Inna Allah la yaghfiru an yushraka bihi wa yaghfiru ma duna zalik. Allah can forgive anything, but will not forgive the shirk or association with him. So it is major sin. Wa uququl walidain, to disobey walid. Aqqa yaqqa in Arabic means to cut. If you have something, just like if you have a rope and you are holding it and someone cut it, so it is disconnected. So uququl walidain, either one, parents mean father and mother both, to do it, disobeying them, it is a major sin. And to kill a nafs. So uquq is actually, you know, especially in India and Pakistan, some people consider that my son did uquq for me, right? So I am, forbidding from my miras to him. I will not give miras to him. So he is not aaq, in a way say aaq. No, the aaq is actually the person who is disobeying Allah's parents. So uquq, if it is major sin, but inheritance will not be forbidden. He will get, after even he, for example, disobeying. So uquq means, for example, disobeying. Now, if you remember, the hadith says the time will come before day of judgment that the person will love his, suppose he prefer his wife to mother, or his friend to his father. So sometime it happened, the real problem in our society is to maintain the balance between all the relation, right? Mother has her own position. Wife has her own position, right? Friend has their own position. But the issue is how we maintain. So every person is supposed to be respected, but not to disrespect other. And it is not the issue. When suppose we are praying, so we are praying, and everyone praying holding a place of space. But if suppose we say, no, only I will pray, nobody stand beside me, right? So this is not the Islamic thing. So uququl walidain means to disobey may happen many ways. Suppose they need help, I am not helping. They are asking me some good thing, not a haram thing, and I am not listening. Or I am harsh in my language. Or I, for example, don't visit them, they need, for example, my help and so on. So in that sense, for example, uquq may happen many ways. And if you remember one story, that one very, very great Sahabi, he was not dying. And he was moment of death, he was not dying. So Sahaba asked Rasulullah sallam to see what is the situation. So he went there. So he noticed that he is just like in coma. So he asked his mother, how this person? He said, mashallah, very nice person, very, very, very. He said, no, no, I'm not asking, say me something. So he said, yes, he was not listening to me. He was not making me happy, suppose, right? So Rasul said, bring some woods. She said, why you are asking woods? He said, I will burn him alive in this wood, fire. He said, you do this thing? No, no, I will not allow this. He said, he's my son. He said, either you will allow me to burn him or Allah will burn him in hellfire. So he said, I forgive. And then he person died naturally. Right? And this story happened in the time, it is not just like a fiction or some kind of thing, it happened in the time of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So uququl walidain, but the uququl, the relation, as I said, maintain three ways. First thing, I listen and obey to them, and I do everything to them. It is okay. Second thing is that I am, for example, not doing a lot, but I am not harsh in my language. I am very, for example, polite with them, so and so. And maybe I'm not doing, but I have some excuse for it, right? And third thing is that I am, for example, not happy for some reason, many reasons, but still I am ready to help. If they need, I can do it. And I do dua for them. And dua is actually, even in the past, I do dua. So, uquq al-walidain is a major sin. Qatlun nafs. Nafs means Allah subhanahu said, yani, every nafs, believer and non-believer, both are respected, right? And one of the maqsad of Sharia, hifzul nafs, to protect. So we, and if I explain in fiqhi manner, so where we have two ahkam. One hukum is the original hukum, and one hukum is exceptional, right? So in that sense, for example, the original hukum is to protect life, right? وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. Don't kill yourself, right? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, man qatala nafsan فَكَأَنَّهُ قَتَلَ النَّاسَ جَمِيعًا. If someone killed a person, as like he killed whole humanity. So it is the original position. But the exception is that this person killed another one, right? النفس بالنفس. Yeah, right? He did deliberately, we call it قتل العمد. Amad means by intention. So then this person be killed for this reason. The second option is that the person become Muslim, then he return to kufr. We call murtad, right? So then this person will be in. Third thing that he committed, just like he made just like a rebellion, effort of Islamic or legal government. So then they can. So killing may happen only for reasons. This is the reason Rasulullah said, I am asked to fight people till they say Allah is one. They believe, then I will not fight them. Illa bihaqqin, except if there is a haqq. So it means, for example, any nafs, even the non-Muslim, and this is what happening now in these days. It is the biggest violation which is not allowed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by any name. You name this person terrorist, you name this person so and so, and then you make, and not kill, you kill whole community, you kill whole family. It is the biggest thing which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never allowed, even for Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he entered in Kaaba, right, and he can take revenge from the people, those who teased him, he said, I am leaving you free, right? La tasriba alaykum al-yawm, antum at-talaqa, you are free. So this is the Islamic standard, and this is actually not happening even in Muslim countries. The issue, what happened, and I was remembering, I was reading the biography of Umar Abdul Aziz. One time he was advisor to Sulaiman, the Khalifa before him. So some person just like used a harsh word to Khalifa and said, kill him. So he asked Umar, what is your opinion? So he kept silent. He said, no, I want to ask you, what is your opinion? He said, you are not authorized to kill him. He said, he abused me. He said, yes, you can punish him, you can do, but you cannot kill him. So in that sense, this is one of the issues which is happening in Muslim era also, but not in the biggest level which is happening now in these days, right? But original position of Islam, if someone say Muslim Khalifa was killing, so it is allowed. We say, no, the reference is Quran, not that Khalifa, right? The reference is Quran. So Quran said, qatlun nafs. Rasulullah said, qatlun nafs is haram. Wal yamin al-ghamus. Ghamus means, which is, in the old Jahiliyyah time, when they do some kind of oath, so they bring the billet, right? And they dip their hand in that. Said, now it is most confirmed swear, right? And they will not breach it. So it called Yamin Ghamus. So in our own understanding, the fiqh understanding, Yameen is actually to swear with the name of Allah. First thing, we are not allowed to swear with other things, right? We say we swear with my mother, with my father. No, it is not allowed. Only with Allah and His attributes. Second thing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala discouraged us to make swearing for any reason, right? But he said that if you are doing Yameenul lagh means nonsense, without any reason. I said, no, Wallahi, I will not do this thing. Wallahi, I will not eat with you or something. And he means nothing. So it called Yameenul lagh. So there is no any compensation or violation if something happened. But Yameen, which called لا يؤاخذكم الله باللغو في أيمانكم إلا ما كسبت قلوبكم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not ask you about these kind of things, but if you confirm something and you will do it, so Yameen Ghamus means what you decide not to do in future, right? If you say I didn't it in past, so it will be violation. But if you are committing something for future and you violate it, so it is the biggest. What a person can do, kafara, right? So a person either feed 10 people or free a slave or, for example, fast. So then this kafara is done. And Yamin Ghamus also advised that if I swear with wrong thing, so I must break it and must do kafara. But if some person swearing and not care about it, just like in these days, anything you can say with the name of God and do anything, right? So it is Yamin Ghamus, it is considered the major sin. One hadith also reported by Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As, same person. He said, the Rasulullah said, don't abuse to your parents. He said, who abused it? I never did it. He said, yes, you do it. When you abuse to other person's parent and he abused your father, actually you cause it, right? Yani, they say, for example, the person, there's a masal which says, the other person maybe return you with worse, but the real sin for the one who initiated, right? The person who initiated, he is the responsible. So suppose if in these days, subhanallah, even the Muslim attitude, the swearing is become habit, normal habit, right? And not only this, swearing with mother, with father, and blaming others, and even dishonoring their parents, dishonoring their relatives, right? This should not be our criteria. As a Muslim, our tongue is supposed to be clean from these things. The honor of everyone, our honor, right? So Rasul said, if you abuse other, they will return it. So you will be the reason for it. And same thing as Rasul, Allah Quran says, لا تصبوا الذين يدعون من دون الله فيسبوا الله عدوا بغير علم. If you, even I am disagreeing with shirk, I am against, for example, these things, but I will not use the abusive language for them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, don't use for their gods, then they will return to God, right? So this is the etiquette of Islam. And this is the etiquette which we are supposed to win hearts by people, even we are, suppose, for example, attacked, even we are, for example, teased and so on. So uquq al-walidain and al-yamun al-ghamus, all these considered. So the shatam means to abuse and so on. عن مغيرة بن شعبة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إن الله تعالى حرم عليكم العقوق الأمهات ومنع الوهات ووأد البنات وكره لكم قيلا وقال وكثرة السوال وإضاعة المال. This hadith is reported by Sahih Bukhari and Muslim. Mughira ibn Shu'bah reported that Rasul said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prohibited for you to disobey your mothers and to hold your if you can give money and you are not giving, manan, wahat, and then you are not giving, but you are always seeking help. You are always open your heart to receive, not to give. Wawa'dil banat, and to kill the kids and baby girls. Ilaif. وَكَرِهَ لَكُمْ قِيلًا وَقَالًا, and that's one that don't like for you to do just like for the sake of fun, for the sake of no sense. Just like I said something, some person oppose it. I say something, the person will go other way. No, no, so just like a qilun wa qal, and just like a issue is not to reach some conclusion. Qilun wa qal. وحقوق الأمهات وكثرة السؤال, frequent after question after question, question after question, وإضاعة المال, and to waste money. It means, for example, the meaning of it, the first thing is very clear that the حقوق الأمهات, يعني one time he said حقوق الوالدين, and now he emphasized more. Sometimes it is in Arabic it says عموم خصوص, يعني عام for parents. Then he just like he highlighted more about the disobedience of mother, because mother deserves for three respects, right? And she is weak. Father, maybe, for example, he can impose his authority, but not mother. So he highlighted here. And some two, value lil mutaffifin. We have two standards. For giving one standard and for taking different standard. So I am, for example, I can help and I am not giving. My hand is holding. Wahat, and I say, no, I need. Even I don't deserve, I want to, for example, get it. Wawa'adul banat, and to kill, or, in the early days before Islam, this was considered a shame. Even Quran reported it. If someone informed that the baby girl born, right, so the person hide his face. He feels just like, why? Because in a tribal life, a person, and even in the farmers, if you have a boy, it means he will be your supporter. He will help you. He will assist you. But the girl, she will not be considered as a support, powerful. Other thing is that they consider that when they marry to other person, and he will be in their son-in-law, so it is shameful thing. And it is not good kind of these things. So some tribe, it is not every tribe of Arab, some tribes, they were go and bury. And even one very Arabic poet, a woman, they were expecting from her that she would deliver a baby boy. And it not happened. So they say you are cursed, and you are, and even this thing happening in our society. When she delivered, they considered, oh no, this is a curse. This is nahusa, or some kind of this thing, right? So she said a very good word. She said, we are returning you what you gave us, right? It is 1400 years back. And now science prove it. That, and Rasulullah also explained that it is not the only mother which produce. It is also father, right? And father, for example, the mixture of sperm and thing, happen, and then the baby and the thing. And the second thing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Quran, I am giving you a gift of babies. How many categories? One, only boys. Other, only girls. And third, mixture of thing, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yahibu lakum. He is a gift. So it means if you reject gift of Allah, right, it is the bad thing. So if someone burying it, so it was happening that time, but it is happening in our days also, right? Some people, they have, in these days, especially when the woman become pregnant, and they go see the, for example, what is their gender. So they say, we abort it, right? We don't allow, for example, to do it. Or if they born, they don't respect, care about it, and so on. So Islam is actually not considered that the girls, and the gender is important in many ways, but it is not gender means inferiority. It not mean disrespectful. Both are, for example, both way. وَكَرِهَ لَكُمْ قِيلٌ وَقَالَ, and قِيلٌ وَقَالَ means, for example, for nonsense. If I have some question and I want to understand some point, right, and I want to learn from it, it is okay. Because just like Abdullah ibn Abbas, when he was asked, how you learn? He said, بِكَسْرَةِ السَّوَالِ. I was always asking question, right? I was keeping it in my heart, right? So in that sense, for example, this is not the bad thing. In Quran, when they say, لَا تَسْأَلُوا عَنْ أَشْيَاءٍ إِن تُبْدَ لَكُمْ تَسُؤْكُمْ, don't ask question. If you ask, then there will be maybe something bad happen to you. It was in the time of Wahi, when the revelation was coming. Now Wahi is stopped, right? So sawal is not a bad idea, but for some reason, not just to, suppose, for example, oppose someone or prove that I know more than you. And it happened these days, right? And it ended with jidal. Jidal means just like arguing. for the sake of no any reason. So he said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala don't like this thing. And also kasratu sawal may be applied in begging. Suppose a person always in need. This also maybe cover this. Wa ida'atul mal. This money belong to you, but this money should be earned by halal and spent in halal. And we have a three levels of spending. One is bukhl, stingy. Suppose a person need to spend $10 and he spend $1 holding it. This is bukhl. The second opposite to it, israf. Israf means I need to spend $5, but I spend $10. And tabzir above to it, right? I don't need to spend $1, but whatever I'm using, it is tabzir. Those who do this thing, and this is actually one of the great problem with our time. We have, Lord, alhamdulillah, we have lot of smartness in earning, but we don't lose our smartness, we lose in the time of spending, right? So Islam actually give us very good advice, especially in economical situation when it is fluctuating and going up and down. There must be some kind of saving, some kind of thing, but must not be with stinginess or with some kind of israf, right? So if we maintain the balance, iqtisad, waqsid fi mashika, right? Balance means what? And for example, if I go, for example, some kind of not too extreme this one or not too extreme this thing. So it will one of the advice from side of deen and also from side of economics, right? And same thing happening in societies. If the society is going lavish, right? Just like spending $1 million or $1 billion for nothing. So it cannot survive. وَكَمْ مِنْ قَرْيَةٍ عَتَتْ عَنْ رَبِّهَا وَرُسُلِهِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, بَطِرَتْ مَعِيشَتُهَا. Their maisha, their living, become very, very example for no reason. Just like in our time, we see here the good communities, those who are doing, their major part of invested for no reason, right? So if we maintain, we have two levels of spending. One with darura, essential, right? It is must, we have to do it. Second level is haja. Haja means something little bit more. But more than that, luxurious thing, it is not encouraged in Islam. And this is the major reason when the society, and for example, go. And one of the issue comes when I am not able to maintain my system or my level and not able to compete with others, so then I go to haram, right? Because haram is not, for example, enough for me. And Quran said, Wallahu shaitanu ya'idukum al-faqr. And then he said, no, look, if you don't violate, then you cannot continue. And then the hukum of many things violated. So Rasulullah said in very few words, it is Jawami al-Kalim, a verse which is actually giving us a whole life, example, a guideline, and we do this thing. So inshallah, we stop here and inshallah we continue. Jazakumullahu khairan. As I said, suppose for example, I need to spend, I give you an example, I want to buy this thing. And me, for example, I said, no, give me the cheapest one. And maybe next day is break. So it is bukhul. But I need, for example, suppose $200, suppose $200. But I know, no, I want to compete with his brother. He has a $1,000 frame. I want to compete with him and so on. So it is tabzir. I not need it. My eyeglass will be enough with a medium kind. Israf in between. There's a need, but I spend more than need. And bukhul means I have a need and I'm not spending. And tabzir, no need, but I'm spending. So there's three kind of thing. And the same thing happened, it is not good thing, but when I face these issues, I want to discuss. Because mostly in our family issues, major differences or disputes come for two reasons. One of the issues, suppose the intervention of in-laws in relation, right? It is one of the issue. But the major issue comes money issue. Suppose husband has a good earning, no problem, but he don't care about maintenance, about the expenditure, right? So then the issue comes, and then the other issue comes that, okay, you earn yourself, you are Canadian, I am Canadian, we are earning. So you earn and I earn. No, Islam says you take care about the maintenance, house maintenance, right? And what is needed, at least you're supposed to cover it. Maybe if you're low, then it is okay. But if you can, Quran says the standard is but the one who has a good standard, he is spent according to his standard. The one who is a low, according to his. While al-musir, while al-muqtir. Quran says, who is a musir, means, for example, the good person, and other person, muqtir, the person is a. So maintenance is standardized by your value, not your desire or your own wish and so on. If we do this thing, the relation between both will go very peaceful and loving. वालेकुम अस्सलाम, साहब कैसे? अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। हाँ